Okay, so the first run starts kind of in motion here. This is all very, very good. Uh, this rear cross is just a little bit late. So you can see the dog's already up over the bar mid-air before we start our cues. And so now the dog's already landed by the time we give our turning cue. So it's just a little bit too late. It's going to be a little bit wide. Everything else here is beautiful. Now, if you already know what I'm going to say, that's a good thing. So you have the knowledge there, and so now we're having problems getting it into practice. So then if you're having problems getting it into practice, usually it's because it's hard to break old habits, teaching old dogs or handlers new tricks. It's a hard thing. It takes time. You got to be patient. For a small percentage of people, there are other issues that are psychological, right? If they do everything that the instructor tells them and their dog still struggles, then there's no one to blame here except for them. So sometimes there's that, and then sometimes there's conflicting advice that they get from different people. I may tell you one thing, but you never have to see me. But you see your trainer who happens to be your friend, you see them every week. It's a lot harder to go against that, even if they're giving you maybe not the best advice. Okay, beautiful dog walk performance here. We'll go right into the next run here. I think the rear cross here is very good. It's a little bit late. The dog never turns the head. So, interesting. I like that you went on. I think that's fine. Beautiful work here. Leave this. You're stopped at a distance well behind the dog. I would like for him to have put in an extra stride, but the turn back was really good. So I think he just needs more practice being able to take off a little bit closer. But that's really good. Here again we have the late turn here. I don't like the landing side turn quite as much. The takeoff side, if you had come in sooner, I think the dog would have curled off. So I think you're stuck in a tough spot. So using the verbals there is perfectly fine. I think it's really good. Let's see here. We're going to go weave pulls. Beautiful rear cross here. Okay. Beautiful, but apparently the dog thinks they're done. So this happens sometimes. Yeah, they go right for the leash. Leash is on the line. So I think that's fine. I'm not too worried about that. That is not a handling problem. Here the dog breaks the start line and you go on. You know how I feel about that. And I suspect that's the reason you didn't want to share this video. This is all very, very good. Beautiful work. Okay, here, these are the toughest lines for you because you're far behind. I don't know that there's too much you can do here except put pressure on the dog earlier. So once you got the dog's head, then you need to turn, even though you're way out there sooner, to help the dog possibly keep the bar up. But honestly, there's not too much you can do out there in that spot. The bar came down because of the lead change, but it had to happen. Otherwise, the dog was going to miss that jump anyway. Here, as you get more comfortable, and to me this is a big improvement, as you get more comfortable, the dog will understand more that they're not supposed to look at you, that they can just come off the line and take the smoothest, straightest line into the other end. But this is really good progress. I like how you're using that, and that you're going to find that you're able to do it from great distances. So it's going to really help you out. It's going to fit in very nicely with your handling. So I think you're doing great. We can teach a handler new tricks. I'm not going to say old because I don't think you're old. I'll let you know when you're old. Beautiful, beautiful, excellent work. Okay, so if we're teaching our dog threadles, What does our opposite arm mean? That means throttle. That means throttle. So the dog is absolutely doing the right thing. And this is where we have confusion of cues. You need to go on, and it needs to be on the same left arm. You have to get rid of the go on over here. That will affect your throttling. Okay, so here you look frustrated, but you absolutely cue the dog to throttle. Okay, dog's coming in. Yeah, and then you just bring the arm up. The other thing is you give the verbal cue right here, whatever the cue that was. If you're going to have a go on or tunnel, it needs to be given right here. Left arm needs to be up, and this is go on tunnel. But at this point, whatever you yell, you pair it with an opposite arm, like the dog is coming. And that's because of all the throttle work you've been doing. So again here, with the opposite arm. I'd rather just go with the go on and get rid of the arm or use the near arm. There's no difference between left and right arm there. It's the way your body is aligned and the motion that you're going through that's going to keep the dog on a straight line or not. All right, let me know if you have any questions.